welcome back to turn 13 of Blood on the Snow. Pretty interesting turn last turn. JT was definitely making a push over on my left flank. I think there's 3 Strykers up there, as long as the 2 scouting Humvees, or suspected scouting Humvees. Even though we definitely caused some casualties to the American HQ team that was down there. This squad that was on the corner is almost out of the picture. There's just a PK gunner left. At least he's got an RPG-26, so you know, maybe he'll pull something off in true pixel tripping ridiculous fashion. But he's probably going to die. He's getting shot up by a couple of Mark 19 automatic grenade launchers, so he's not long for this world. The plus side, though, this BTR 82A with a 30mm cannon can see this Stryker, and that is a Stryker that is full of infantry. You can see him in the back. The Stryker is turning its weapons mount. It also has a Mark 19, which is going to be able to, you know, with the dual-purpose HEDP grenades on the Mark 19, it can easily take out the BTR. So we'll see if it's going to be firing. If it's spotted the BTR and it's firing at that, or if it's engaging the infantry, the poor PK guy, we'll see. We've also got a couple of recon elements from the recon platoon who might be able to get eyes on and maybe get some rockets off. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm starting to shuffle this platoon this way a bit in here, because I don't want JTM to come around and roll me up from the flank. In the centre, what we're looking for is this Stryker has been spotted by this infantry team. It's about 200 meters, but they do have an RPG. It's capable of making the shot, so that's what they're going to be trying to do. Then up here on the right, there's been plenty of small arms fire coming in at some of these buildings. And I think JTMO's been kind of probing this way to kind of get a handle on what I'm doing. So we'll see what we see up there, but the action's going to be down here. There's also going to be some area fire coming down the road in the centre of the village, this road here, from the BTRs back near my home objective, into the open ground between this little chunk of village and this little chunk of village, because we saw some enemy infantry crossing there last turn. So yeah, let's press go. 50-50 on this BTR. I really want it to kill that Stryker, but it's gotta. The Stryker might just beat it to the punch. Serious 50-50. Let's see. Nope, we got in there first. Let's hope we get some post-penetration effects in there. As that armoured knight popped up again. Bit of 50 cal fire, just about hear that down here. So something popped smoke. Quite a few things have popped smoke down there actually. And oh yes, we took out that Stryker. Oh, we're going to have a look at that. We've still got some of the mortars dropping in around there. Okay, yeah, that 50 cal fire is on these guys up here. They're suppressed like hell, but they haven't hit them yet. Right, I went all the way through here, up to this point, desperately trying not to say, oh, this looks like a good turn, because that would have jinxed it. But that was pretty good. Yeah, let's go take a closer look at this. BTR, it's really short range, and it is in fact, it doesn't have far to traverse. Oh yeah, look at that. That's what we want to see from the Russians, getting on target quickly. And then just boom. Yeah, straight in there. So the infantry in the back are actually shooting up the PK guy over here. One of them just got killed, and then they're bailing. It's a HQ team in the back, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. So it looks like that. Yeah, that's been knocked out. That's good. That's good news. It's a HQ team in the back. Usually with a Stryker platoon, you have 4 vehicles. 3 are infantry carrier strike. Well, they're all infantry carrier strikers. 3 of the Strykers have infantry squads in them, so 9 guys in the back. And the other one has HQ team, which is what we just saw, and usually 2 MG teams and an FO team. I've been playing a lot of Shock Force 2, where the organisation is slightly different. But yeah, and if we look as well, I think some of these rounds are going straight through the crew compartment. Yes, that looks optimistic to me. Well, it's not going to come back, but there is. That's not an empty block. That's where the era blocks have been blown out. But they don't draw back in. Let's see, do we get 2 spots or some different bits there? Hey, somebody popped out here. Hello. Oh, that's just a graphical bug. Yeah, that's just this guy. And if we go back again, you can see maybe J-Timo was winding up for an infantry assault here. So we've drone up, we've got fire about to go out from here, but he's popped smoke. Now that's the smoke. This smoke here is smoke grenade thrown by his HQ team that got hit last turn. But if we look, boom! In fact, I think we can see the grenades there. This is a Stryker popping. It's smoke, yes. I like how it pops actual smoke grenades. That's kind of funny. So it could be that he's moved up here. Maybe he spotted the BTR and decided to pop smoke and hoped that this Stryker would engage. But I don't think it... I think it's aiming at the infantry. No, no, I think it's pretty clearly aiming at the BTR there. Yeah, so I think it might have been one option is that he might have been thinking that this would tackle the BTR. He'd risk that, but the other ones would pop smoke. Alternatively, he hasn't spotted or isn't bothered about the BTR, and he's popping smoke so that his infantry can deploy without being shot up by my infantry he assumes are here and up here. Oh, what was that? Was that just a random grenade? Maybe. But there's definitely something with a 50 cal machine gun down here, probably a Stryker, shooting up these guys. So yeah, these guys are taking cover down here, and yeah, something's shooting up from down this way. So what I was doing was bringing them back here so they could. They're a little bit further back. They're not getting hit, which is good news, but they are a bit suppressed. And then we're getting one of these other sound contacts sneaking around here. I don't think we get a spot on it. No. So that MG fight, we can see, we can trace a line. It's coming from what I assume is a Humvee, and it's hitting this building here. So if we just watch, because it's hitting this, so we can draw a line down here, so it's actually around this way somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty good there. And of course we got the other two BTRs hosing this whole area down. I would not like to be in that little auction there. If anything, part of the problem here is that they're like too accurate. Destroy the tree. Yeah. But yeah, we did see some enemy infantry in there. And obviously we'll... oh, I just spotted something. I'll show you that in a second. That's cool. Obviously, you know, airbursting high explosive rounds. Hopefully we'll get some fragments going in the way of enemy infantry. It could, interestingly, JTMO could be caught off guard by these guys here. That squad now. And he could be having to... feels like he needs to push his infantry team here down the hill, away from line of sight of my BTRs. But that would expose them to my team here to some extent, so you might be trying to cover that angle off. Interesting concept. The interesting thing I saw was this little green thing. What's the little green thing? It's an RPG. It's the sexy dildo RPG with a tandem warhead as well. So that is from these guys over here. Not the first one they fired. And I believe the team leader might be firing his grenade launcher at it, which seems optimistic. But I think, because we saw that it hit, this would be the one. So let's do a quick boom. Oh yes, you'll do. And yeah, that's been destroyed. Yeah, straight in the front. Probably killed the driver. Let's see if the driver gets out. Nobody's getting out. It's not popping up down here as destroyed or knocked out or anything yet, though. But we've maintained the spot. It ain't shooting back, and nobody's getting out. So that's a dead Stryker. I can roll with that. Yeah, well done, guys. I don't say well done to the pixel shotgun very often, but that's quite a difficult shot. It's quite a difficult shot. Let's leave the tree trunks on. It has taken him a few shots to get it. So the first one was like way over. That one landed way back there. And yeah, the guy is firing his Vogs at it. Yeah, off he goes. Yeah, the second shot is on target, but it just hits the fence in front. And then they nail it with the third one. That's good. That's good. I know I'm not very optimistic very often in combat mission, but that, you know, that's nice to see the pixel shotgun actually shooting something when I tell them to. And what was the Stryker doing in all this time? It was kind of looking there anyway, but I don't think it's firing, so it might have a general idea that there's something down there, or JTMO has a general idea that there's something down there, and he's given it a target arc so that it looks in that direction. Yeah, just about got the willies there. Hey, maybe we should move. Just a little bit too late. And really interesting that it's not popped up down here. I don't know if that's a bug or something, but that's cool. That is a dead Stryker. That makes for 3 dead Strykers so far. How many BTRs have I lost? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a BRDM, and he's left a Humvee, so we're vaguely even. You know, a Stryker costs more than a BTR, so you know we're winning the price war here. Let's just check what we get up here. So I think this building's still under small arms fire. Yeah, these guys are still getting shot at. It's kind of hard to hear. All I can hear in one ear is 30mm cannon fire. Yeah, so that's probably like a target arc, a target light command, something like that. None of these other units are getting shot at. Yeah, so I think he's holding up here. I think I maintain my previous analysis, which is objectives on, 1 platoon up here, 1 platoon defending his objective, and 1 platoon hooking around here on this flank. And I like I say, if he punches up here and he gets some flanking fire on this part of the village where I'm dug in, and he pushes, behave yourself, camera, and he pushes this way at the same time, he's got a bit of a pincer movement going on. That could, you know, potentially be difficult to deal with. But for the time being, we're all good. Let's just run through it again on fast forward and make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes, I think we're good. Okay, orders. What do we want to do? Well, we're moving these guys up. And, yeah, they can just about see there. And, yeah, that's cool. So we're moving some infantry over to support the recce guys because, obviously, they're going to need some backup. This is the main threat at the moment, where he's pressuring me. Yeah, we can't see out there yet. Oh, yeah, let's cut off that last. So I know there's something that might come around the edge of the smoke there. So if we just stick this BTR there, where we reckon we got a pretty good line of sight, we'll see how it... you know, it can kind of see and cover off that. There's a chunk of ground there it can see. That's nice. This guy, he's having a terrible day. I think we're best off leaving him where he is. As a tripwire of sorts. These guys are pinned, but not particularly in danger. They can sort of see off that way, that's cool. Those guys are the backup. Yeah, so you can kind of see we've got a bit of depth here to work with. So for JTMO to come around here, he should get, you know, if he pushes this way, he should get spotted by these guys, or this guy. This is like the outpost line. Then we have our tripwire in this wood, the BTR, these teams, this other BTR, that one, these guys. And then if he pushes even further, he's got to deal with these guys and anything I have back here. So it's always important to have defense in depth, always. Because it just makes life so much harder for the enemy. So that is dead Stryker. Cool. These guys need to move, because if they don't move, they're probably going to get clobbered by something. And we've got teams up there having a look. This RPG team. Let's punch you guys. No, let's go quick. We're in a hurry. Punch those guys up there, and then we'll sneak up with the RPG team. Maybe, does this barn have a second? It does have a second story. Let's grab some high ground so we have eyes on things up there. These guys, I'm not confident they're going to survive doing that, but once again, we're looking at a mostly empty map. It's the empty battleground, and we kind of have to work in this information vacuum. There's nothing wrong with that. You just kind of have to get used to it. Yeah, you guys are doing okay there. Like I say, we're setting up for an attack on the south crossroads there. Let's get all of the mortars. I'm undecided on the mortars, so I'm going to keep them in reserve until I have a better handle on what's down here, because before we were just dumping some like harassing fire on him, and I don't think it was achieving anything. So what we'll do is we'll try and spool up for a proper attack on this objective, on the south crossroads. So we're going to move forward, we're going to find the enemy, we're going to dump out as much death and destruction from the mortars on him as possible, and under cover of that barrage we're going to move in and then destroy him with fire. That's probably going to be an exercise in getting into this kind of area here and dealing with what's there. So kind of, thinking there's about a squad in here. We've seen about a squad's worth of stuff. So we saw a team here that was shooting at the BRDM. We saw a team here. This guy, in fact. These guys were shooting uphill, not my guys up there. And we've seen a Stryker. That accounts for a squad. So he's got 3 squads. If we think one here and one here, and then we've seen some infantry there. Is that where the other one's gone? Yeah, we need to find out. Definitely saw a Stryker there, or was it the one that was going to go this way? Is this area completely empty? And we've got, this is the other Stryker from this platoon, because we only have 3 sound contacts for light vehicles like Strykers down there. Who knows? Anyway, don't think we got mortared this turn either. That's good. Yeah, things are actually looking not too bad. I mean, that's a surefire way to just screw everything up, but let's just press go and we'll see what we get.